Hi folks, and welcome back to the bench, where I'm going to have to ask you to excuse my mess a little bit for this video because I've got a couple different things going on here that are at different stages of progress. I actually got a little screw stuck in the side plate of this revolver that is sitting here soaking in some penetrating oil for an upcoming video. But I wanted to do a quick review for you today, in spite of that little bit of mess, on the cylinder and slide light pulse Sear spring for the 1911. It's part number CS0094, and they recommend that this product be installed by a competent gunsmith. No liability is expressed or implied for damage or injury which may result from installation or use of this product. And the reason they tell you that is because when I got this off of Midway USA, it is advertised as reducing the trigger pull weight by potentially 1.5 pounds. So I think the means they're using to do that, as you can see that your little leaf springs here have been thinned out quite a bit compared to a stock one. This is the stock Sear spring out of just a Rock Island Armory 1911, about a 15-year-old one, so they may be a little bit different now, but that's what they looked like back then. The cylinder and slide one is blued. It appears to be blued, some sort of bluing, black type finish. Whereas this stock one here is more of a phosphate. Obviously the cutout there is noteworthy. If you look at it from the side, the stock one has more of a pronounced bend in it here, whereas this one's a little bit more flat. But that's just what is observable to me, sitting here looking at them with the naked eye. But let's see what the performance difference actually is when they're in the handgun. Like I said, this is about a 15-year-old one. It's been torn down a lot, dry fired a lot, shot quite a bit. It hasn't been shot as much as some of my other stuff, but it's been used. It actually has a really nice trigger pull for a budget model handgun, a real basic handgun. So let's see what the difference is between these two in actual practice. And let's see what it's like now that we've got just the stock Sear spring in. Older spring, so not brand new, but press the grip safety, pull back with it. According to my little trigger pull gauge here, it breaks right at 4 pounds. Pretty much exactly. Let's cycle it again. I'm going to do this normally. So I'm going to run the reset like so. And then just make sure we're getting a consistent result here. Let's do 3 of these just to make sure, huh? Right about 4 pounds again. Slightly under 4 pounds actually. I did that wrong. Okay, we'll reset on the trigger pull gauge, pushing in our grip safety. Yeah. And again, just barely shy of 4 pounds. I think you guys can see that. So very consistent. Let's see how it performs with the cylinder and slide Sear spring. And now we have the cylinder and slide light pulse Sear spring inside the handgun. We're clear. Go ahead and get our trigger pull gauge here. And it feels pretty light already, just having handled it. £2 pounds exactly. Go ahead and cycle it. Maybe a hair above 2 pounds. That's what I'm getting there. was going to try to ride resets on these, but it doesn't seem to really matter anyway, I don't think. Shouldn't matter. Stranger things have happened. Yeah, just a little bit over 2 pounds. Folks, that is pretty incredible. If you remember from my last video, we had Dan's Gearson 1911. It was about a 5.5 pound pull, and it brought his down to about just slightly over 4 pounds is what we ended up with on that, which was very pleasant, very nice. This at 2 pounds, I mean, that's pretty amazing for, I think this is less than 15 bucks. You know, plus shipping and all, you might have $20 into it, all said and done. I ordered some other stuff too, so it's hard to really figure the shipping too much, but overall, that is a scary, I mean, it's crazy light. I don't want to say it's scary light. It's a very, very light and crisp pull now. Of course, it's 1911. They're always very crisp. But with a very well worn in handgun, throwing that in there, I mean, it's going to depend on your preferences, but it definitely works. I mean, that took me down 2 pounds on trigger pull weight, which is pretty significant, especially when you're talking about the difference in 4 and 2. You know, going from 6 to 4 isn't quite so much, but it's kind of in that range where that is very, very light and very crisp. So if that's what you're looking for, of dropping some weight, and also this doesn't affect your strike abilities as far as your hammer strike goes. This is still the stock mainspring in here, stock hammer spring, however you want to phrase it. I usually call it the mainspring, but so you still have your stock mainspring driving the hammer, so you're not reducing your potential for a good solid strike. You're not increasing your risk of light strikes with that. Pretty impressive. I wasn't expecting that, really. I thought this was going to be something where it would reduce it a little bit, but it may not even really be that noticeable. And to have a drastic change like that, actually beyond what was advertised on the Midway website, I think that's pretty impressive. So if that's something that you're looking for, definitely give it a little bit of consideration. Make sure that you're comfortable with the end result, because 2 pounds on a handgun, I mean, I wouldn't carry this. I wouldn't carry a old GI type 1911 in 2022. Anyway, this is just a target gun for me, just something to play with at the range, and that's just fine for that. But if that's something you like, definitely give that some consideration. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this kind of content where we tinker around with stuff like that and see what happens, give the video a like, subscribe, leave a comment if you have anything to mention that you think I missed, and check on back for the next video when hopefully I'll have this screw out of this old J-frame. So, thanks for watching, folks.